There we go. How's everyone doing? My name's Kurt. I'm a dad who draws, and this is the Daily Draw. Tonight we're going to take a look of how, if I was to start drawing a portrait, how would I go about doing it? Just the very beginning steps. So let's go over some basics, and I hope that these just simplifying it is going to make it easier for you to approach drawing a portrait. Now, oh, and there's Emily coming in. Hello, Emily. One thing I want to just make sure that you know, if you're here watching this video, more than likely, you know how difficult portraits are to draw. And it is true, they are difficult. It takes time. So if you are going through the process of getting frustrated or angry or want to throw your sketchbook away, don't, because all that means is that your brain is making connections. It's like exercising a muscle. You know, you're learning, and when we learn something, there is that process of learning how to do something. Hey, if you go exercise and you haven't exercised, your muscles will hurt. Well, it's because they're learning something new. So that process, that thing that you want to throw away, hey, Christina, that idea that you want to throw something away is just part of your natural. You're learning, you're going through the process. Okay, so let's try and simplify it a little bit so it's not as painful. All right, so on your page here, let's just start with this idea. Come in here and just let's draw a couple spheres up here. And, you know, whenever I start to draw a portrait, I will always start with a center line because this is going to have volume to it. So let's start here. All right, so there's 3 center lines for you. Next thing is I look to see where the brow line is, or, you know, the brow line can have different angles. It depends how a person is holding their head. So let's start with this strange angle here. We'll do something like that. This one will do more like the person's looking straight at us here. And let's put this brow line high on the head, okay? So what I would do if I were you watching this, I would write down these steps. I would say sphere, center line, brow line, and write these down as we do this, and then go through that list step by step, you know, every time you go draw a portrait. And the more you create a process in your head, it will kind of lead a path in order to finding some success to it. Okay, so once I get to this point, if I'm going to keep this super simple, I might start thinking about a nose. So let's come over here and draw, like, what is this? The simplest nose might be like a clown nose, right? Round. It's round, and then usually the light's coming from on top, so the bottom is going to be shaded, right? Well, what if we turn that into almost like a drop? Look at that, right? And then we shaded on the underside just like that. Look at that, that's already starting to look like a nose. And then what if we eliminated all we did was maybe like this line, and then just added the shade underneath. You see that? Then here we're going to think of like, all right, let's have a nostril. So there's a nostril, and there's a nostril, and then we going to add our wings to that nose. Maybe over here the nose is kind of going in this direction, so we do something like this. And then we go ahead and shade the underside, because this is the side that's not catching light. All right. There's our nostril. And there's our wing. So come up here, we'll go A, B, and C. So on A, let's say our nose is right here. So let's just put a line there. There's the shadow of it. We haven't even put in anything else to it. Let's come over here to B and let's make B a little bit more longer. So there's that. And then C is going to be really long. Okay, there's one nostril. Now this one is going to be shorter because it's on the far side of the nose. You might not even see it. You see what I mean? And then we got this one is also kind of long. And maybe this one is just slightly on that side there. Okay, so there's our nose. All right, let's think about the eyes now, okay? We're not going to draw the eyes yet. What we're going to do is the eye, and you can almost think of it as a superhero mask. This is a great way to draw eyes. From the brow line, you envision a superhero mask. Draw this lightly, of course. This kind of gives you a nice target in order to know where to place the eyes. Temple. Temple is going to be right there at the corner of that superhero mask, and so this like creates the side of the head that's flat right here, so we can the side of the head is flat. Then we look for the ears. The ears now from the temple are gonna like make a right turn and go along the flatness of the head. You see? And when you're looking at your reference, just look to see where the top of the ear is lining up and where the bottom of the ear is lining up. All right, let's put let's put some eye sockets in, something like this, or your eyeballs. Now, you don't have to do this, but it might be helpful. Okay, next we kind of go down the center of the eye like this. And this gives us the corners of the mouth. Usually the corners of the mouth will line up with the center of those eye sockets. So eye, and then the corner of the mouth. Okay, this is going to be the septum here. It comes right from the inside of the nose like this and drops down. And then to draw the lips, I like to use like the letter V. Letter V. Then I connect that with the corner, and this creates a letter M. And for our conversation, we'll just color in those top lips there. Okay. Sarah. All right, I'm going to put a little line underneath there. And then we're going to come in here with our bottom lip. And this bottom lip is actually created by the shadow. All right, we got our chin underneath there, like this. And then for our jaw, we drop down and then swing around. Drop down, swing around. Drop down, swing around. Okay, chin, and then we do our jaw. Drop down and swing around. All right, let's get the other side of the face. So it usually kind of comes in this way. It goes out to the cheekbone, and then we just bring it right down into the chin. Same thing, it comes in this way, out to the cheekbone, and then into the chin. Comes in, out to the cheekbone, into the chin. Now, usually your pupil will be dead center of your eyes, like this. Then we're going to go to your eye, and then the top is usually 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then we do an S curve. S. S. And I always start to the outside of the eye and I cup and then do the in part, because this is like finding its way around the eye to the outside, cup, and then the S. Cup into the S. Eyebrows go right along that brow line. And then depends on the person, they could have that extra eyelid or that eyelid up on top there. You see that? The folded skin. It all depends on the individual. And last, shade your eyes. Top part of your eye gets a little bit of shade, and even the tear duct area. Look, I haven't even drawn my, and then your iris will hang from the top. Now, since this is going in like, you know, it's a deep cavity in the head. You always want to drop a little shadow on the inside there, just like that. It all depends what we're drawing. But those are the basic, that right there is the basic step. So this is what I would do. I would go over that I would repeat it over and over and over again. And I think that's a great way to learn. Have the list, put it on a post-it note, stick it by your drawing, and methodically go through step by step, okay? And just follow that process every time. Don't worry what it looks like. It will come in time. Okay, let's bring up a picture here and put it to test here, right? All right, so we got this lovely girl right here. So let's go ahead and start with, you know what, I'm going to do this here. Hold on. All right. There's our list. So let's see if that helps us at all. I'm going to make our list a little bit smaller. And I'm going to make our picture a little smaller as well. Okay, let's go ahead and try it. Let's see how we do. Start with a sphere. Okay, there's number one. Sphere. Find the center line. Okay, where's the center line? All right, she's sort of looking down. All right, there's the center line. She's looking down. Where's the brow line? All right, all right, there's the brow line, right about there. Where's the nose? All right, nose. Now look, let's look at this closely here. Nose is coming out. And it's coming down. And we're going to add a little shadow underneath the nose. Okay, let's get the eye mask. What is the eye mask? Now, look closely now. All right, so her eye mask, she's like this. She's remember, she's a superhero. Maybe it's something like this. Okay, where's her temple? Her temple is right there. And then let's get the side of her head. Okay, there's the side of her head. And then there's this right there, going along the side there. Okay, let's look closely now. Her ear, let's put her ear up here. So her ear is a little bit higher than her eyebrow. Look at this, right here. Let me change the color for you so we can double check this. There's the top of her ear. Look at that. Ears, and then where does this go? Okay, that's going like the top of her nose. You see that? So it's top of her nose, right about there. All right, so let's just make our way around the ear there. What's next on our list? We've got our sphere center, brow line, nose, eye mask, temple, ear. Now let's look at her eye. So let's see here. We'll put one here. I'm not worried that they're not lining up. Just kind of putting them so I have something to place with. And then from here, this is going to tell us where the corner of our mouths are. So we're like this. And then this one, look at this. This one is right about there. And once again, I'm not worried if it doesn't look perfect. Perfection will come with time. Then we look for the V. All right, look at that V. All right, so that V is just about like this. And really look closely at this. Look closely at the M, right? Look closely at it. So this side is circling around, and then this side is long. All right, and let's go ahead and color this in. Let's give this a little bit of tone. And the corners of her mouth, look at that. That also has a little tone there, and this has some tone over there. Now look at the bottom of her lip. At bottom of the lip starts a little bit short. It's coming in here. You see that? And then we have this little bit of shade underneath. Okay, got our chin next. Look at that. We're at the bottom, the chin, now the jaw. So let's see what's happened. This is coming around like this. All right, now since she has a little bit more fat in her face, you can't see the jaw, but it's there. But we could do this. Watch. The angle of her chin, it's coming here. Okay, let's get this eye in place. So look, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now this one is a little bit hidden, so it's 1, 2, 3. Now, her eyes are like behind those sunglasses, and so we can't see much. So we'll just, look at that. We'll just fill it in just like this. Okay, now look at those eyebrows. Let's get those in place. So I'm just looking at them carefully and trying to match the shape. Match the shape. We have a little bit of shade underneath here. A little bit of shade underneath here. Oh, you know what we forgot? The little nostril in her nose. All right, let's get the side of her face here. I don't think I wrote that step down. Look carefully now. This is going to come all the way down behind her chin. Do you see that? Her chin is in front of that right there. Okay, let's get the back of her neck here. Look right behind her ear. It's coming around like this. And then right here, I always look for this. Right here is the pit of the neck. It's that little indent that we have right there. So let's see here. That's going to be right about there. And before we go further, I'm going to add just a little bit of shade underneath her neck so I know that that is going underneath. You see that? And then this is her, kind of her shoulder, her strap coming down like that. All right, now let's get the back of her head here. So we're, all right, I'm seeing her hair. Look at that hairline is coming across. And then her bun. Remember, you're not trying to get this thing perfect. You're just trying to get the steps memorized. That's all you're doing. Okay, now let's get these sunglasses on. So let's start over here. This is where the sun shade is going to go across her nose. And then look at this. The corner the corner is right there next to the top of her eye. You see that? So it's going to be right. It's going to be right about there. So we can take this and then this is going to come down the side of her nose, and then it's almost straight and a curve. Okay, now look at this. When we're drawing sunglasses, this is key to make sure that you get the distance. You see that? The distance there. So that is going to be out here, I believe. And that might have gone too far, but that's okay. Okay, now we can come in here with some darker value. Look now, it's going to get light right where her skin is. It's going to be light, and then I'm going to push down on my pen and get a darker value right about in there. Let's look at the other side carefully now. It's not nearly as dark because these are sunglasses. So I'm just observing where those are, where the shadows are in that, a little bit carefully. Now the last thing I can do is just kind of drop in, and I'm not looking for like gradation here. I'm just looking for light and dark. So I could just kind of come through here and add some shadow. And that is how you can draw a portrait step by step. Now look at that. Look how I drew mine. Mine is off. Look at that. I've elongated mine. Okay, you see that? I'm still learning. So you still are making adjustments, but I went with the shape. As soon as I drew that sphere, I just kind of rolled with it, and I didn't hold back. So that's what I would say. Once you start down a path, just stick with it. All right? Stick with it, and over time, your eyes will develop and you'll get a much better proportion control over time. That's what I got for you today. Thanks for watching, everyone. My name's Kurt. I'm a dad who draws. Please make sure that you comment on the video, like it, share it out. That's always awesome. And if you're looking to join the daily draw, this week it's free, starting on Monday. It's $10 a month. We get together every day for about 40 minutes. We look at something different. And let's see, Mondays we look at something that's natural. Tuesday's man-made. Wednesday is always portrait. Thursday is character design, tune in tomorrow. And Friday is animals. Thanks for watching, everyone. Now go out there, make your day great. Bye-bye.